to try to interpret what we perceive, what's going on in our meditation, to correlate with what's written, or we just accept it for what it is, whatever it is.
I mean, the correlation depends on individuals. I mean, I never try to correlate. But later, if something strikes to me, when I'm reading something, oh, you know what, I felt it like this before. But see, this is my biggest, I should say, contention. Whenever I discuss with any groups, right? I do Bible study at my office. And then I do Indian scriptural studies on Wednesdays with another group. And then I've also participated in some of the groups who does just chanting, right? So I, try to expose myself to various things, not because uh, I mean, I should not say I'm not learning. I'm learning. I'm learning a lot from each group. But at the same time, every time there is something you say, okay, where is the reference? I have to have a reference for everything I have to say, speak. And what reference are we giving when we are experiencing, cherishing life? Where is the reference? Suppose if I'm eating a nice ice cream, I'm experiencing it. Why should I refer what Bible said about ice cream, what Gita said about ice cream? So, we are like, we are limiting ourselves when my own expression is missing, and then I have to have a reference. Life is such a vast thing, infinite possibilities, infinite experiences, infinite nuances. I'm going to miss all that if I'm looking for a reference in everything. That is the biggest problem. We have limited ourselves every time I have to refer to something. Like yesterday, I happened to answer a question about cleaning. So I said the cleaning, when you're cleaning, everything is going out. Where is it going out? If it is going out, it has to stay somewhere. It has to be somewhere. So a very common, if I apply my common sense, if I apply basic logic, what is going out, what is outside is a collective consciousness. What is inside is the consciousness which I am aware of. But consciousness is one ocean. I want to look at it like that. Consciousness is one ocean, and on this ocean, within my awareness, there are certain layers formed due to the impressions. These impressions are basically an emotional reaction to my life situation. Everything creates an impression. It should not mean that I should stop reacting. But reaction naturally creates the impressions. Then I have a process to clean them so that my consciousness, my awareness is not distorted. That's that simple. So when the impression is forming as a layer on consciousness, consciousness can only hold which belongs to consciousness, means it has to be of the same type. Consciousness is never adulterated. So the impression which is forming as a layer of consciousness is also some sort of a solidified, distorted vibration within the consciousness. And when I remove it, it merges into the collective consciousness in the form of consciousness. This was my answer. To me, it made sense. To me, it's logical and scientific. Then some of the folks who have read this Tell me where it is said in our literature. Give me a reference. Which book, which page number, which paragraph. I said, this is how I perceived from the beginning. Now, this is my reference. So, if you want the reference, look at what I wrote. No, you cannot be the one to say it. Somebody up there has to say it. Okay, so go ahead and ask the guy who is up there. Then they're afraid to ask. What if he says you're asking such a basic question? Then you don't know the basics, so you have to find out. Right? So, what are you afraid of? See, we are afraid of learning, we are afraid of clarifying, we are afraid to think, we are afraid to engage, we are afraid to experience, because everything has to have a reference. Oh, my reference is this book. Very good. But don't let it limit you. Right? You have a reference is good, but don't let it limit you. So reference is there to have certain direction. Reference is not there to control you, limit you, condense you, compress you. Compress your consciousness. Here we are talking about expansion. On the name of expansion, we are compressing it. So that's the biggest challenge, Cliff, when you have to have a reference. Why can't I experience it as a fresh, as if this is the first time I am the one who is experiencing it?
Well, see, the question becomes, what does it mean? Or, the most basic thing is, the meaning of life and who am I kind of thing.
Right.
And then, people spend lifetimes studying that. And
Yes.
we stand on the shoulder of others. So if you want to make progress, instead of reinventing the wheel, you read what others have done and thought.
No, what others have done, we are already practicing. The framework is there, the method is there. See, it's like, all the players are playing basketball. Everyone is playing the basketball. I'll tell you who is reaching the top. It's not the one who practiced more. It is the one who did not think they have some limitation. They made it to the top. Everyone played the same basketball. Everyone's learned the same technique. Everyone is, potting the ball. But only someone made it to the top because they did not limit themselves in their mind, in their consciousness. It is not the one who practiced more. All of them would have practiced more. So it is not about, we are not, it's not like, spiritual experience. The life is, just because someone learned the life, as soon as I am born, I don't become a 50 years matured guy. I have to grow. It is my journey, especially in spirituality. Yes, there are learnings, but those learnings might apply, might not apply. I have to go through that journey myself. Each path, everyone's path is different, but we are applying the method. We are trying to make ourselves limitless. But how I experience, how I feel, how I go through it, it is my path. Of course, there are references. That references, take them as guideposts.
Well, see, for me, I just don't know what it means. And if I say, okay, I feel this, well, according to spiritual anatomy, that's point 13. But I don't believe what, I'm at quote all these points or these things. Otherwise, I'd be, at the very top, because I've gone to the highest points or something like that. Or take the point of view that we all go through all these things
Yes,
and
several times.
circle back.
Several
Uh,
times. Yeah.
you
So
know,
we must believe in our experience. Why should I doubt myself? If it is 13 points, so it be. Maybe you discovered a 16 point. Who knows? Right? So it doesn't matter really. So whatever I experience in my meditation in the deep, if I'm honest with myself, I should believe it. And the moment I believe it, I should leave it also, because it is only that point in time experience and there is more to go.
well, I look at it and I say, I guess I kind of think I'm looking at something and I don't see it.
Yeah, but
I see, but I don't see.
yes.
Or I,
That's the beauty of the spirituality. Because if I want to say, I'm seeing God, how, where, in which form, in which expression? Because see, it is like, even if I'm saying I'm like looking for a needle in a haystack, it is still possible to find the needle. But I'm looking for something in the haystack. I don't know what I'm looking for. So, if you don't know what you're looking for, welcome to spirituality. That's the beauty of it. So, the beauty of it is we are waiting for something to reveal by itself. If I am looking for it, I am never finding it. If I am waiting for it to appear by itself, whatever it is, then I'll have a chance of finding something. So we are not looking for anything. I am waiting for the divine to reveal by itself. That's the process of meditation. I don't know what divine is, what divine like, what it feels like, what it is experience like. I don't have any clue. If I am saying this is how the divine is, you will see a person with a beard and long hair, you're mentally trying to project it. And the moment it appears, you say, okay, my journey is done. I have seen the man with the beard. Okay. But that's not what we are looking for. We are waiting for the divine to reveal itself so that that experience become more and more refined. And it almost, we we melt into it, we get absorbed into it so much, then there is no difference. Even if I say who am I, if I am say I am divine, how can I say I am divine? I have to, in order for me to be say I am a divine, I have to be separate from the divine. So when I melted into it, if the water drops into the ocean, can the drop of the water say I have become the ocean? I have become one of the ocean. I have not become the ocean. Same thing, when we melt into this divinity, I become one with it. I have not become divine. I have become one with it. It's a fundamental difference there. So same thing here, if I'm the whole process of spirituality is, I'm waiting for that experience to refine and refine and refine. And some guideposts are given, as you are progressing, this you might experience, this you might experience, but they have not put all the experiences in one book. They've only explained like 3 or 4 points at each state, or 5 points. If 5 points define a state, then God help that state. They've only given some guidelines, but it is for us to see the fullness of it, all the infinite possibilities within that state. It is impossible to put that it on a paper or in words. So we have to go through it. I might sound very radical for many people, but that's how I see it. Right, Supraja? Do I sound off the charts?
No, but that doesn't necessarily help me either. You know, I would, could be standing in front of me, waving his arms, and I may not recognize it. I may not
Yes.
see it.
Yes. Yeah, because you have a pre notion of what that is. That's why you're not seeing it. So, I mean, I don't know if you have seen this movie called Oh God. Have you seen that movie? I mean, it's
No.
a wonderful movie to see it. There are two parts actually, but I like the first part. Okay. So, the first, when the God appears in front of him, he did not believe. And what the God should do to say he is God, he has to perform miracles. And then only you believe it. And then he believes in it. And then, finally, God makes him the messenger to the world. But the whole world did not believe him. so, so the reason is because everyone has their own notion of what it is.
Well, I think last year or year before, I saw on Netflix a series called Messiah.
Yes, I saw it too.
And so here is Jesus coming back, and he has to prove to everyone that he's Jesus.
Yes.
And he's calling things that people say, how can you know that? But they still don't believe.
Yeah, so that
They survived the plane crash. You still don't believe.
So, I mean, that's why here we are not defining the divinity in a form, in a shape, in a name, in anything. It is the essence of life. And it has always been there with you. There is no new divinity we are creating here. It's already there within us, within everything, in an insect, in a mosquito, in an ant, inside us, it's the same thing. So it is for us to stay connected, stay in tune with it. That is the part of the spiritual practice. It is not for us to say I feel something about it. It is for us to melt into it. So that's why, there's nothing tangible here. If it is tangible, then it is within your reach, then it is lower than you. Anything within your reach is lower than you. It cannot be higher than you. So, like when we made a form to the God, then we made him within our reach. That's why that God could never help us. The humanity is going astray in spite of all the so called, God figures appeared on the earth. It did not help humanity. Reason, because we made it tangible, it is within our reach. When it is within our reach, I know how to control it. I can offer some donation, I can offer some prayers and control it. So, God is in our control. And the same we apply to even the spiritual guides. We want to control them as well. And that's why anything which is within our reach is lower, then you cannot see the higher in the lower. So we have to basically wait and pray for it to reveal by itself. And in what shape and form and what experience it is revealed, whatever it is, believe in it and move on, because that is not it. It is infinite. There are infinite possibilities there. There is an infinite scope for refinement. So that's why it is never tangible. That's the difficult part of spirituality. It is the easiest thing. Practicing spirituality is the most easiest thing. The difficult part is it is not tangible. It is not within your reach. Within your reach of your senses and intellect. But it is within your reach of the consciousness and the heart. So, so that's the best part. So shall we meditate now?
Yeah.